the city was going to lock him out of the ballpark. And he shows up at, they say, if you don't pay by 5 o'clock, we're gonna lock you out of the ballpark. And he shows up at 4:55 wearing the mascot's, costume, and hand delivers a check. And it was just like, okay, nobody really likes this guy.
Okay, let's go.
All right, and welcome everybody to the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast, the podcast where baseball meets business and stories behind the scenes that they just decided we're going to bring it to life. I'm your host, Ed Rivera, also known as the Dad Hat, and each week we sit down with people who shape the game, from front office leaders to creatives, entrepreneurs, and insiders who make baseball more than just what happens on the field. Today's guest is someone who had a huge impact on minor league baseball, especially in the Quad City areas. We're going to talk about some fun stuff regarding minor league baseball. So let's get into it. With me today, I have Dave Heller, who you are owner of the Quad City River Bandits. Am I correct on that?
I am. I'm the owner of the Quad Cities River Bandits.
I love it. Love it. So you, Dave, first of all, thank you for coming on the podcast. I greatly appreciate this. I do have a question for you because I obviously did a little bit of research on you before we got on, and you are the majority owner and managing partner of multiple minor league baseball teams, correct?
4 of them, to be precise.
Yeah, right. So you got the Quad City River Bandits, you got the Wilmington Blue Rocks, who just at the time of this recording just released some new logos for this year.
Yes, we did.
I love that, and beautiful colors and everything. So I just saw that. Billings Mustangs.
Yep.
And now the newest one is the Lowell Spinners.
No. The new one is the Modesto Roadsters.
That's right, the Roadsters. I apologize. You're right about that. I did hear the episode with Paul regarding the Roadsters. That's you're bringing baseball back to where it should have been.
It's a great name and a great logo and a great community with a lot of passion for baseball, and we're really excited to be there.
I love that. Love that. So, if you don't mind, my very first question to you is, and this is regarding you as a fan, like what got you so to love the game of baseball, right? Obviously, we all love all the sports, but like, why baseball?
How did I start loving baseball?
Yes, sir.
The very first game I went to, very first major league game, I wanted to go to I wanted to see a major league game, and my father, I was 9 years old, and my father told me, if you want to go to a game, you got to pay for the tickets. And I said, Dad, I'm 9. Like, well, I have no money. I'm 9. He's like, well, figure it out. And I ended up going door to door on my little Schwinn bicycle, selling garden seeds. And I sold enough to make enough money to buy 2 tickets. And my father took me to Shea Stadium, and we saw Tom Seaver take a no-hitter into the 9th inning, and I was hooked.
Oh, that's amazing!
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna sell something. Whatever it is, I'm gonna sell it because we're going to a game.
That's exactly right.
That's amazing. I love that. That's awesome. So let me ask you this, because obviously your first team was the Quad City the Quad City Bandits. What attracted you to buying Quad Cities, that franchise back in 2007?
So I got into baseball because I had a big idea.
Okay.
Right? My big idea was I wanted to take the 2 things that I loved most as a kid, which were baseball and amusement parks and county fairs, state fairs, things like that, and mash them up together.
Interesting.
And I thought, you got all these people at a ballpark. If you could put amusement rides in there too, that would be so much fun. Like that would be every kid's dream, right?
That's my dream.
Yeah. And so I wanted to own a team somewhere where there was no amusement park anywhere nearby. And I looked at 4 or 5 teams in the Midwest. I had actually looked at Erie in particular. I liked Erie, but they have an amusement park in Erie, and I'm like, well, that doesn't work. That's too close. And I saw Quad Cities, and in the Quad Cities, the nearest amusement park would be Adventureland, which is south of Des Moines. Yeah. That's a little over 2.5 hours away by car. Or you go the other direction into Chicago, you can go to the Navy Pier, and that's 3 hours away. Or you can go to Six Flags at Gurney, that's 3.5.
Yeah.
And I thought, so the geography was right, and I saw the ballpark, and I just fell in love. I joked that it took me 3.5 years to marry my wife, and it took me 3.5 minutes to marry Modern Woodland Park.
You know what? I can understand this. I can understand this. That's good. And I'm looking at the pictures right now online as we're talking, and the fact that like you have that view, right, of the bridge, the water, you have the carousel, all of that right there. That's baseball right there.
Yeah. So the carousel, don't undersell it, right? It is the only double-decker carousel in all of baseball. It is also for that matter, it's the only double-decker carousel in the entire state of Iowa. The governor herself christened it when we opened it. And it's the only double-decker carousel anywhere between Chicago and Kansas City.
Wow. It's
cool and it's rare.
It is very cool. And obviously you don't get to see those a lot, here in the US. So the fact that you have one there in the ballpark is completely and just an awesome thing to have. And I know the kids love that.
They do.
I know my daughter would love that for sure. She would love that.
Yeah, and we actually do free Ferris wheel and carousel rides every Wednesday.
Really?
We do.
See, this is the kind of thing that you just fall in love with, right? Like, I mean, you're thinking about not just the experience, just a ballpark, but everything else around it, the full-fledged fan experience in the inside and outside of the ballpark.
Yeah, look, somebody told me once, oh, you've got a Ferris wheel in your park. That's like Brooklyn. They have a roller coaster.
Right.
And I said, no, it's actually nothing like Brooklyn. Because in Brooklyn, or Altoona, same thing, the roller coaster is near the park, but it's not in the park.
That's true.
Right? So any kid who's in the park is looking out at the roller coaster going, oh, I wish I could be riding it, but I can't. It's like taking your wife out to lunch at a lovely little outdoor cafe, and 2 tables away is there's a beautiful supermodel sitting by herself.
That's amazing. You're right.
Right. And you sit there and you're eating your lunch and you're thinking, boy, I'd love to go over and be with her, but I can't. I have to stay here. That's what a 10-year-old is thinking when he's looking at that roller coaster.
You're 100% right about that.
Right. And the nice thing about our park, the great thing about our ballpark in Quad Cities, Modern Woodland Park, is that you could go over and ride the Ferris wheel. You can go over and ride the wind up or the double play or the double-decker carousel or any of the other thrill rides or fun rides that we have, the spinning kids coaster, all that stuff.
I'll say this. I have a 7-year-old, and it is a lot of the times it is extremely hard to keep someone entertained while at the ballpark. While I know that I would be completely entertained watching the game, I know my daughter would be like, Dad, can we do other things? Can we look around? Can we go walk around? Right?
Yeah. Ed, I go to these baseball meetings with other owners, and you listen to other owners talk, and they will, I mean, not so much now because you got so much private equity in the game, but used to be you'd go to the winter meetings where there was all these other team owners from all over the country, and they would grouse about kids. They were, kids today, they don't appreciate baseball the way we did. My father taught me to keep score, and his father taught him to keep score. And I don't know why my kids won't sit still and learn to keep score. And it's like, I don't want to criticize kids. I want to meet kids where they are, and I want to give them what they want. And
the kids nowadays, listen, I understand, you had to sit there and everything. I get it. That's how I grew up. But at the same time, I would like my kid to just walk around and spend some time. It's an entertainment area for everybody. You have a little bit of everything for everyone.
That's exactly right. And for young parents, they can let their kids go run around and ride these rides and know that they're totally safe because there's only one way in and one way out. And if they want to sit and watch the game and enjoy the game together for a few innings while the kids are playing, they can do that. Like, you would never say to your kid in Wrigley Field, hey, just go out there to the left field and come back in 2 innings. But in Quad Cities, you do that all the time. And it's totally safe and totally fun and cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you this: when you back in 07, when you're taking over the team, when you took a look at everything, right? The team, the owner, the ballpark, concessions, everything. What did you see was your biggest challenge? Building an identity and taking over the whole team.
My predecessor, the previous owner, had basically alienated much of the community.
Okay.
He hadn't paid his rent and showed up. The city was going to lock him out of the ballpark. And he shows up at, they say, if you don't pay by 5 o'clock, we're gonna lock you out of the ballpark. And he shows up at 4:55 wearing the Mascot's, costume, and hand delivers a check. And it was just like, okay, nobody really likes this guy. Wow. And so I had to, the first year I was taking a lot of meetings and just getting yelled at for what my predecessor did.
Oh, I'm sure that was tons of fun.
Yeah, that was not the most fun thing I've done, but there were businesses, there were people who bought into me and my vision and what I wanted to do. First and foremost, Kenny Massey and the board at Modern Woodmen of America, who, within a couple months of me taking over the team, we did a naming rights deal.
Yeah.
With Modern Woodmen that still goes on today, and they have been a fantastic, awesome corporate partner. And we wouldn't be, Modern Woodmen Park would not be what it is today, which was voted 3 times now in a row by USA Today and 10best.com the best minor league ballpark in America. Like, we wouldn't be that if Modern Woodmen hadn't stepped out in faith and believed in me and bought into my vision.
In the vision to bring in baseball, truly back to the Quad Cities,
and making it fun and bringing rides to the community and putting in a Ferris wheel and doing all those things. They bought into that vision, and John Deere bought into that vision, and Pepsi of Davenport bought into that vision. The Johnson family are just wonderful. Genesis Health Systems bought into that vision. Like, there were a number of companies, Arconic, that all bought into that vision and have been with me now. This is going to be year 20.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Right? I mean, we bought the team in 07, and this is now 26.
That's awesome. I love that a lot. That's amazing. Let me ask you this, and then this is something that goes into what your vision when you took over, right? Your partnership and with the city, with the town, with the community. Obviously, there was a name change.
Yes.
Right. It was originally the Quad City River Bandits, right? Where they had the one logo. I believe there was the older logo was like the baseball with the bandana on it. And then they changed it to the swing. I believe the swing of the river swing or something like that. I can't remember the name right
It's
now.
the swing of the Quad Cities.
The swing of the Quad Cities. That's a great name. So what made you say, all right, we're going to clear this out?
It's a great name. Like herpes is a great disease.
you're right, my friend. You're 100% right. I wanted to be nice.
It was a terrible name. And, here's the story.
Okay.
When I was buying the team, I asked the owner, I said, why it was the River Bandits? You had a cool name. Why did you change it to the swing of the Quad Cities? And he said, well, it's a triple entendre. And I looked at him quizzically and like, triple entendre? And he says, yeah. He said, it's the swing of the bat and the swing of the river, because Davenport is where the Mississippi River turns, and instead of running north-south, it actually turns and runs east-west for a short period of time. And then he says, and the swing of the old jazz era, all up and down the Mississippi River, including Davenport. And I looked at him and I said, you market to 10-year-olds with a triple entendre.
You're 100% right.
Right? And here, one more story about that, Ed. Do you remember what the colors were of the swing of the Quad Cities?
I do. They're not great at all.
So they had three colors. One was dark blue, one was light blue, and one was burnt orange. Kind of a rust.
Yep. I see it. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Trust me, it is not good.
Yeah, and I said to him, how did you come up with those colors? And I said, like, what are they? I've never been to the Quad Cities before. Are they native to this region or something? And he says, no. We did a lot of research, and I found out that the three best-selling colleges in terms of apparel are Michigan, Texas, and North Carolina. So we took dark blue from Michigan, rust from Texas, and light blue from North Carolina, and that's how we got our colors.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at him and I said, I love spinach and I love pineapple and I love milkshakes, but I don't take them all three and put them into a blender and stir them up,
Yeah. No, you're right.
I like them separately.
I'm looking at it right now. Like, I understand that you also want to include fan bases from different types of the United States, but when it comes to minor league baseball, a lot of the times it's like you got to be very hyper local to your area.
You want to be hyper local, but you also want colors that inherently complement each other, that go together really well.
Correct.
And they didn't do that either. So the first thing we did was put together this naming rights deal with Modern Woodman, and the next thing we did was held a naming rights contest, and that was sponsored by Modern Woodman Bank, and we changed the name of the team. So
on that, you let the fans choose the name, obviously, and I believe, according to the research I've done, some of the names came up. Like you got the Quad City River Bandits came up, also the swing came up, and it was overwhelmingly the favorite one was the River Bandits. Am I correct on that?
Yeah. So we gave them six choices. Mm-hmm. Gave the people six choices, including the swing. Mm-hmm. Right, to be fair, and in a six-way race, River Bandits got 82% of the vote.
Yeah, I think they like the name.
So yeah, right. It was pretty clear that's what the community wanted, and I think it's always better to listen to the community than just try to impose your will.
And I'm sure that you were not surprised at all, how overwhelmingly favorite the name of the River Bandits was.
No, I certainly can't say as I was surprised. I was pleased,
Yeah,
certainly,
but
not surprised.
not surprised.
And then, once we settled on the name, we hired a fantastic designer named Francis Santaquilani,
Hmm.
and he designed our River Bandits logo that we still use today. Like it was one of the best logos I've ever seen.
I'm a fan. I'll say that. Like, I mean, there's a couple of, I'm on your merch store right now.
Yeah.
The logo I like a lot. Obviously, you guys updated it to show the partnership between you and the Kansas City Royals, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
And I do love. I might be purchasing a hat today.
Great.
But the new era that Paul logo,
Yes.
I gotta say, Dave, I am a fan of that one a lot.
Yeah. Again, that was Francis. He did a whole suite of different River Bandit related logos, and that Paul was one of them, and that was a big seller. And he did one with just the bandit's eyes, and that was a big seller.
Yes.
He really has done a great job for me.
So and then you went back to Quad Cities instead of Quad City as part of one of the small changes that from the old ownership to you.
That's right.
Yeah, I saw that. I noticed that a lot.
Yeah, because here, and I live in this community, right? I live here and raise my children here. This is home for me. If you ran into somebody from our community in a bar, in an airport, in somewhere, and you said, "Where are you from?" They would say, "I'm from the Quad Cities."
Correct.
Nobody would say, "I'm from Quad City." There's no such place. So
Quad Cities.
yeah. So we are the Quad Cities River Bandits.
I like that.
Right. We proudly put Quad Cities on our visiting jerseys.
Absolutely. So a little something that I also noticed while doing research, merchandise sales jumped about 400%.
Yes.
The rebrand.
Yes. Yeah, they did. People loved it. People loved the logo that Francis and I came up with, and we incorporated the bridge, which is the unique, iconic element of this community. To have that bridge right next to the ballpark, and the bridge is lit up at night. Thanks to River Action, they funded the bridge getting lit up, and it's one of the most beautiful places to watch a baseball game anywhere in the country.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for taking the time to listen, to watch this podcast. It is greatly appreciated. I am sorry that I'm interrupting the middle of your podcast, but it is for a very good reason. And the reason for that is because I wanted to let you know about a couple of shows that we have going on with the Data Chronicles. Every Tuesday and Thursdays from 8 p.m., 8 p.m. until whenever we're done, it is the DHC Sports Show. We talked about all things sports on there, okay? So from baseball, basketball, we do some football, all of that, right? Join Eric Prophet, join Virgil Brooks, Patrick Larson, and Donnie Weiss, of course, myself, right? Every Tuesday and Thursday, we talk about that. All right. Number 2, it is a newer show that we have going on. It's called Break Even Sports, and that's where we talk about the things that are not in the popular world, right? For FCS football, right? And NCAA football, the lower divisions, FCS, Division 2 and 3. We talk about some soccer. That's right. We do talk about soccer. And then we also talk about Formula One. I love Formula One and Indy race. So there you go. We get that. And then a brand new show that I wanted to tell you. It is regarding Monday mornings. And this is a very specific, very niche show. Okay. It is, it's called Breakfast Takes, in which myself and Donnie Weiss, we talk about all the sports going on in North and South Carolina in the Carolina. So it's called Breakfast Takes. Okay. So just wanted to let you know that there's these 3 shows. They're all live. You can also catch it on my YouTube channel as well as Instagram and wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you for listening. And now back to the episode. So obviously there was some issues, right, between the old ownership and the new one. There were bills weren't getting paid and things like that, and I want to tie it back to the identity change. How
Mhm.
did that change as far as like the sponsorship interested with you and the team now that we have we are back, we're back, baby, we're the River Bandits. How did partnership change for you once the change was made?
Well, it was really like a symbol of we're going to be doing things very differently.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very clear, very bold way of saying we're going to be completely different than the previous ownership.
And obviously you've shown it. Like I have a good friend of mine who lives over there, Lynn, and it's just close by, and she's always saying how she loves that ballpark, and it's one of those, whenever you talk about in our minor league community, when you talk about logos, Quad Cities is always one of the ones that come up because it's such an iconic logo, right? And the fact that you brought back also the old baseball with the bandana as well as part of an alternate, that's pretty cool, right? Because you're
Yes.
tying to the history.
Yeah, well, and I embrace the history of this franchise. Like,
Mhm.
I love the fact that our ballpark is 95 years old. Right?
Mhm.
They in the 90s and early 2000s, HOK and other firms were designing new ballparks to try to look retro. We don't have to try to look retro. We are
You already
naturally
are.
retro. Right? We don't have to fake it.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Like, I mean, you don't have to do anything that is going to be retro because it's already retro. It is a cool look. When it comes to the area, you have a prime spot for baseball.
We do. I think we have, as I've said before, I've said many times, there's no better place to watch a baseball game anywhere in America than modern Woodman Park in Davenport, Iowa. There's just none. It's the best view with the nicest people that you'll find anywhere in the country, right here in the Quad Cities. The best people.
That's amazing. That's truly amazing.
Right. And I'm proud to count myself, among them. I'm proud to be a Quad Cityan.
Or not. Oh my god, it's been an interesting interview. I really enjoyed it. So welcome everybody to this segment, a yet to be named segment. So what I'm going to do before we continue, before I introduce my good friend again, I'm going to leave it up to you, the fans. So if you're listening to this, one, thank you very much, and thank you for subscribing. If you're not and you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, like it, do everything, rate it, give it 5 stars, all that good stuff. Now, it's not named yet, so I'm going to leave it up to you. Any suggestions on how we should name this this segment of the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast? This involves myself and my good friend Paul Caputo of Baseball by Design, in which we talk about a little bit of the history of the logo and the team name of the whatever team that we're talking about on that episode. For this episode, we are going to be talking about Quad Cities. But we're talking about the River Bandits, right? And a little bit about the swing of the Quad City, just because it's part of the history. So we're going to go there.
Yeah.
But my friend, how are you today?
Ed Rivera, I'm so pleased to be here. You know I love this on a Sunday evening when we're recording right now, talking about minor league baseball logos.
Because, it's the 1st of February at the time of this recording.
Yeah.
And February is officially the month where Major League Baseball is back.
Spring training is here. we know that we're going to have a 2026 season. We're going to try to enjoy it as best we can because who knows if we're going to have seasons in 2027 and beyond.
Who the hell knows at this
Let's
point?
enjoy 2026 while we can.
Shall we? Let's do that. All right, so let's dive in, my friend. Let's dive in.
Okay.
We're talking about the Quad City River Bandits.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it all depends, like you said, it's like, it's the Quad City.
Yeah.
How it should go, first of all, and tell me a little bit more about this team.
All right. Well, they were the Quad City River Bandits from 1992 to 2003. And then we'll talk with, they became the swing of the Quad Cities for 3 ill-fated years there. But then when your guest, Dave Heller, bought the team with his business partners in 2007, they renamed it the Quad Cities River Bandits because guess what? There's multiple cities that make up the Quad Cities. So that's why they went from Quad City to Quad Cities. But they have an adorable raccoon logo. There are 3 affiliated minor league baseball teams that have raccoon logos. Obviously, the Rocket City Trash Pandas, that one comes up all the darn time. Whenever people learn that we like minor league baseball, they're like, have you heard of this team in Alabama?
Yeah, there's 2 teams that I'm always told us about. That's one of them. Yeah. And you know what the other one is about?
Always the Savannah Bananas. Have you heard of these guys? Have you seen them on TikTok?
I'm like, yes, I have. Thank you.
So the Rocket City Trash Pandas, who play real baseball rather than, what the Savannah Bananas are playing. And then you have, of course, the Hudson Valley Renegades, who have a raccoon-based logo.
Correct.
And then we have these Quad Cities River Bandits. It's pretty funny. The namesake for it's not just like, hey, we're adorable raccoons. They are named for, there actually were river bandits who, in 1845, killed the namesake of the town of Davenport, Iowa, where that is the actual town that the Quad Cities River Bandits play in. They were known as River Bandits, and they actually attacked the city, and they killed George Davenport in 1845. Those were the original River Bandits. That's where the team gets its name. So, so far as I know, Ed, this is the only minor league baseball team named for people who killed the namesake of the team that they're playing in, or the city that they're playing in.
Is wild. That's crazy.
There's always some fun little fact about these teams, right? Like, so yeah, that was that's where the nickname came from. That was before Dave Heller was involved with the team, but obviously there were some floods, and the team wanted to. There was like the horrendous floods in like 2001, like the early 2000s, and the team wanted to distance itself a little bit from the nickname River, like anything having to do with River Bandits, right?
The actual bandits themselves.
Well, the bandits, but also the river, right? Because
the river,
these floods were really devastating, So they're like, let's give ourselves a little distance. We're going to call ourselves the Swing of the Quad Cities, and the swing is like a blue saxophone with a baseball coming out of it, and the blue saxophone is meant to be like in the shape of the river, so it's still sort of an oblique reference to the river there, but it's like the shape of the river. There's like a bend in the river right there in Davenport, and it kind of looks like a saxophone, they say, and so that's how come they were the Swing of the Quad Cities. And Dave Heller, notably, was not a fan.
No,
and when his
will tell you
when his ownership group took control back of the team, or when they purchased the team, they abandoned the Swing of the Quad Cities and came back to the River Bandits. But like I said, they changed that geographic signifier from Quad City to Quad Cities, and so that's where that nickname comes from. And they're still like an adorable raccoon.
I so prefer the raccoon. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The logo has one of the things that I think is very cool, and one of the sort of updates that they've made to the logo over the years. First, it was sort of red and gold, kind of had like a Pittsburgh Pirates sort of feeling about it, because the Pittsburgh Pirates have just a touch of red in their brand there.
That is true. The bandana.
Yeah. But one of the things they did was they had this very distinctive, iconic bridge behind the behind the ballpark there. They added, I guess this bridge has like multiple arcs in it, and the original logo that they had only had one arc, and then they went back and added in a second arc, so you can see that there are two different versions of this logo.
So they fixed it.
Yeah. And then the other thing they did was when they became an affiliate of the Kansas City Royals, they updated their brand. They changed the red to blue.
That is
Kinda
correct.
Yeah. Kind of like the Portland Sea Dogs did when they were like teal. They were teal when they were a Marlins affiliate, and when they became a Red Sox affiliate, they just changed the teal to red, and they were like, okay, we're good.
Which is funny because that teal is still one of their most popular color
I know,
schemes for
yeah.
the Portland Singers. I know we're getting away from that, but
That's okay.
yeah, you're right. And one of my favorite ones that they haven't really used that in and I had the hat right here because I bought it for like very, very cheap because it didn't have a dad hat on it. Is the raccoon holding the paw holding a baseball.
Yeah.
If you guys are not looking at it right now on YouTube, is where it's available right now.
That's
but yeah, it's one of my favorite ones.
They put that logo on an ice cream helmet. They have they're actually their helmet Sunday game is quite strong. They've got they got a lot of. I got a lot out in the collection in the basement behind me here. They've got a bunch of different logos on helmets. I sometimes have trouble telling the Hudson Valley Renegades and the River Bandits logos apart sometimes because it's just like little bits of raccoons, and so I have to make sure I'm putting them in the right place on the shelf, Ed, because you don't want to get your raccoon logos mixed up.
No. They also did bring out one of them, which was the one with the eyes.
Yes.
The hat with the eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one. But speaking of logos, their original logo, when they were first the Quad City River Bandits, kind of reminds me of one from one of the Australian baseball league teams, which
yes,
it's just like the baseball with a bandana. It's
the Perth Heat.
Is that the one that I'm thinking of? I thought it was the Brisbane Bandits. I could be wrong about that.
Nope, it's the Perth Heat. It has a baseball with it, like it's like a. You look at it.
Yeah. So that it does have that sort of, that old one has that sort. It's like a clip art baseball with like a little clip art bandana on it. And so the guy who created the logo, his name is Francis Santaquilani. I hope I'm saying that right. This is a designer who lets his work speak for itself. He is not super interested in coming on podcasts. I've invited him onto the podcast a couple of times, and he's just like, nah, not my thing. No, thank you.
Thanks, but no thanks.
I mean, it's not everybody's thing, right? Like, I mean, if it's not your thing, it's
not your thing.
There's no law saying you got to say yes to a podcast invitation. So I respect that.
But I get that. But like at the same time, you kind of want to go on just because it'd be cool to explain, like, the rationale behind it.
I mean,
but I get it. I understand.
I'd like to have the conversation with him, but hey,
to each their own.
To each their own, Ed. Absolutely. So yeah. I mean, this is it's. By the way, that bridge actually.
Sure.
So the first logo had one bump, arches. I don't know what you'd really be calling them.
Yep.
The second one had two. The bridge itself actually has 4 of those arches, and that's just too many to put into a logo.
It is because then it gets just too busy.
Yes, right, exactly. So I have never been to this ballpark, but it's high on my list. It has won. I don't know if it's the most recent winner, but it has definitely won awards over the years for being one of the best ballparks in the country. They have, they've got like a Ferris wheel, like right there in the ballpark. Like you can go ride a Ferris wheel during the baseball game.
Carousel, wasn't it?
What did I say?
Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel. Yeah.
Is it a Ferris wheel? Or is it a carousel? Now I'm confused. See?
No, they've got it's a Ferris wheel. It's yeah. So, not a carousel. The carousel's got like the horses and you go around.
Yep. You're right.
Yep. Yeah. So you can do that while you're at the ballpark, and it's got this like great view of the river there, and so nice. It looks like it's a beautiful ballpark, and it's won all sorts of awards. I would like to go there.
The water and everything, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I will say this: while I have never been to a game there, my daughter Olivia, when she was young, was a huge fan of raccoons. Like,
really?
Yeah. And she had like several raccoon dolls, and she called them Nunu. They were all named Nunu because she couldn't really say raccoon, right? And I thought that of back then, that was before the Trash Pandas. I liked the River Bandits logo, and I actually got her a River Bandits hat and a T-shirt that she wore till they were falling off. So,
oh, nice.
So the River Bandits, while I've never been to a game there, I
We
will
should make
say,
it.
I would love to get to a game there, right? Like I'd love to do like go to Iowa. There's so much good, you got the Colonels there, right? Like the Peoria Chiefs are not that far away. Obviously you've got the Iowa Cubs there, even though they're named for their parent club. But then you'd have like the Field of Dreams. Like that would be a really good road trip.
You know what, that would be a really, really good road trip. That would be
Yeah.
something cool to do, right? Because I wanted to go. That's on my bucket list is Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
And then obviously Cooperstown, but like it'll be cool
Yeah.
to hit a bunch of those. Now let me
Yes.
ask you this, because
Oh, I'm ready.
you I have a question for you then. Let's say that we make it there, we make this trip, and then we go to the Iowa Cubs.
Yeah.
Are you getting a hat from Iowa Cubs?
I assume that the Iowa Cubs are going to have some kind of, surely they're in the Copa program or they've done some kind of alternate identity. Like surely there's something that I could get in the team store that
Mhm.
doesn't just say Cubs on it.
Okay.
So I can tell you how I would answer this question. I went to a South Bend Cubs game on Baseball Palooza,
Okay.
and I did not buy anything in the team store. Yeah, I know. I did not get anything in the team store because I did, whatever their alternates were they were selling just weren't really speaking to me, and so I did not get anything at the
humanity.
South Bend Cubs. Yeah, it was very.
By the way, the Iowa Cubs have a couple of heads that you probably should think about.
Okay.
Like maybe the Iowa Caucuses.
Oh, the Iowa Caucuses would be a great one. Yes,
Yeah.
I would absolutely get an Iowa Caucuses hat. Yep.
I have an Iowa Caucuses. They're tricolor. It is
Okay.
pretty cool. In a dad hat in a New
Yeah.
Era 920.
Yeah.
Or how about their Copa brand? Demonios.
Oh, that's
Demons.
that's also good. See, that's the advantage of these these alternate identities. Yeah. I will say that I went to a New Hampshire Fisher Cats game and I was looking for a primaries t-shirt, but it was late in the season and they were all like super picked over.
I got you.
And I was not able to get anything because you know what I got? I got one of their chicken tenders t-shirts.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'll say this. There's the one thing that I would give a check mark on the we need to do better for the Quad City River Bandits.
Okay.
And that is on their Copa.
Okay. Yeah. What's their Copa?
Bandidos.
Oh, I see. They just translated the English one.
They translated it. They switched their hat and their bandana to more of the Mexican colors and all of that, which is, again, it's fine, not a big deal, but like
Sure.
I would much rather see something different on a Copa, just so that way we can, we're like, hey, we're just not the Bandits or Bandidos, we're this, right?
Yeah.
And I would appreciate then if they did something a little bit different. Other than that, the brand is great. Even now that they're still bringing out the baseball with the bandana, it's absolutely wonderful. It's one of my favorite logos. I know it's very simple, but it's a very a powerful one, right?
Yeah. That's it's and there's so many different versions of the River Bandits logo, right? Like I mean, they've got like one of them. He's in like a little gondola on the Ferris wheel. There's one where there's the ball splashing into the river. You mentioned the one with the claw holding onto the baseball.
Correct.
There's a close up of him wearing his little bandit hat and holding, looks like a wiffle bat because it's yellow, but I guess it's just
it's hilarious.
So it's a fun brand. It's got a lot going on, and it's I have a soft spot for this brand because it was a favorite of my eldest child when she was little. So
I love it. I 100% love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I have no issues whatsoever on the actual logo itself. They do have an official league hat, the QC one.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah. So they got
our friends at Official League.
Official League. Yeah, they do. They're doing their thing, man.
I know. They're expanding and expanding.
I'm okay with that. It's something different.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else that we need to know and learn about this team name? Well, I'll say this, you probably know this, but did you know the 3 colors that they were chosen for the swing of the Quad Cities?
Well, it was like a light blue and like a brown.
There's a brown, yeah.
Yeah, and
There's 3 colors that represent 3 different universities.
oh, I didn't know that. No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and then this is going to be on the podcast, so this is not something that, but
Yeah.
is the light blue, that baby blue, is to represent University of North Carolina.
okay,
Then we got the copper color,
yeah,
which is to represent University of Texas.
okay.
And then the blue, which is that dark blue, is to represent University of Michigan.
Well, Ed, I'm not going to lie to you. I think that's dumb.
It is extremely dumb.
There's like no consideration for like how those colors work together.
None whatsoever.
Yeah. So
This is why this swing of the Quad City was really not that good of a. It wasn't really thought out.
No, it's not a good logo. I will say this: when in 2014, when I wrote an article about them for sportslogos.net, first of all, I interviewed Dave Heller for that Sports Logos article, which is kind of funny. So, but then that year they won. You know how minor league baseball does its Clash of the Caps,
Yes.
like fan vote, and like they do like a bracket style.
Sure.
The River Bandits won the Clash of the Caps in 2014 when I wrote that article.
Well, I mean, listen, it's a great logo.
That's what I'm saying.
It's done some slight updates to it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been an absolute wonderful, logo for them. And again, good for them. Just would love to see a new Copa identity.
Yeah, I would. I'll say that I actually feel like the original red works better in my mind than the blue.
Yes, I agree.
I think that warm color sort of pops out a little bit, and I get that they were trying to tie to their parent club. I think it was at the expense of better color choices, because you already have. I mean, if we're going to get into the nitty gritty of logo design here, you've already you've got the black, which is like what you would call your base color, right? Like it's
Correct.
like the sort of the big dark root.
Yep.
You don't need another base color, and that dark blue kind of serves as a base color in the new version.
It doesn't
of
work for me. I
Yeah.
much rather have the red one. You're right. You're 100% right.
From a logo design perspective, I prefer the red, but I get what they're doing out there. But this is why this is so, I'm going to soapbox this a little bit here. This is why like logo design should be left to professionals. And so like when a team gets hold of these files and they're like, okay, well now we have these files and like we're going to make changes, as needed. In my mind,
do you really need to?
Well, right. It's like, or like if you're going to do it, like consult with a professional, because I feel like that's a change where they were just like, oh, well, let's change red to blue because that's obvious. And it's like, it's not. There's so many considerations to think about. And
I agree.
So anyway, I mean, that's a minor complaint around an otherwise very good brand that you and I both like.
I 100% I do enjoy it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. However, I do agree with you when it comes to that, because I'm looking at it. Yeah, the blue just listen, there's nothing you can be affiliated with the Kansas City Royals. You can do something else a little bit different, right? Like maybe put KC on the bandana, like
Right.
little KC or something.
Yeah.
Right? But leave the colors the way it is, your original colors, because I think that's what worked for you.
Right.
So don't get away from your roots. And then and like you said, I get it. I understand you want to be, you want to bring this partnership to light and all that. But there's other ways that you can do it.
Yeah. The raccoon's name is Rascal, by the way. We haven't mentioned his name.
Rascal is a great name.
It's a good name for a raccoon. Come on, it's perfect.
It is absolutely wonderful name. So, Mr. Caputo, my friend, thank you so much.
Ed Rivera, I love this so much, and we get to hang out on a Sunday night. What fun is that?
I mean, why not, right? Right before this episode drops on a Monday morning.
Look, it's the freshest possible information. Podcast listeners, this is the freshest podcast content you're going to get, recorded hours before it drops.
It literally hours, because we record it, I go back, I edit, and then I drop this sucker.
It's perfect. You're going to fix that Zoom drop or that connection.
No, I'm going to leave it there. You know what I mean? Because then I need you to complain about it or something.
I sound like a seal there.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we will be right back with the episode. All right. Thank you guys for joining me in this episode with Dave Heller of the Quad City River Bandits, as well as Paul Caputo of Baseball by Design. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys laugh. And then make sure you join us next week as we finish this episode again with Dave Heller. And then we are going to have Kelly Robinson of the Minor League Nerd, where he is going to be telling us a little bit of history of the history of baseball in the Quad Cities. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. And if you want to, go ahead and go to the YouTube link and then subscribe there as well. Give it 5 stars, guys. That way I go up on the rankings. And until then, keep on grinding. And then support the minor leagues. I'll see you guys.
Y ya no hay más que hablar. Lo que fue bonito, pero lo que duele más es lo que no se ha escrito.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Kelly Robinson, the Minor League Nerd. My YouTube channel explores the history of minor league baseball teams. More than just stats, we delve into team lineage, sharing stories from current franchises to obscure one-year wonders.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum.
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.